What's going on, guys? It's your boy Teddy, back for another video on my YouTube channel. Now today I wanted to show you a pretty decently cheap deck that you can actually make in the Sun and Moon expansion. Now this deck is based around Psyduck and Golduck. Golduck is going to be your main attacker. You also have a bunch of support from Remoraid and Octillery, obviously with the Abyssal Hand, and then Staryu and Starmie from Evolutions, which kind of shocked me, but it really did help it really does help the flow of the deck. Basically, what you want to do is you want to get as many Golducks on the field as you can. It only requires one energy to use any attack that you have, which is awesome. We love one energy attacks. So the first attack is going to be Scratch. Scratch really doesn't do much, 20 damage, and just for one colorless energy. We also have, let's see, there's Double Jet, which you discard up to two energy cards from your hand. This attack does 60 damage for each card that you discarded in this way. Now, I know it's really weird and awkward to try to get a bunch of energies in your hand, but there are ways around this. Now, you have obviously the Octillery for the Abyssal Hand support. You can during your turn you can draw until you have 5 cards. Hug really isn't going to be of any use, so try not to waste any of your energies on that. We have the Staryu and Starmie line. Now, these guys are going to be really important. Now, he has he, she, whatever you want to identify as. Starmie has an ability called Space Beacon. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may discard a card from your hand. If you do, put 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. You can't choose a card you discarded with the effect of this ability. Basically meaning, if you discard 1 water energy from your hand, you can't take two water energies just to get your attack out. But with this ability, the synergy of getting all of the energies into your hand is just disgustingly easy. Well, I shouldn't say disgustingly easy. It does have its flaws. There are a lot of grass decks out there, like Decidueye. There's the Lurantis deck. There's a lot of things that can really counter it, but this is more of just like a budget type deck. Now, we're gonna go into the items. Now, luckily, with this deck, every single Pokemon here, actually I believe except for, even Starmie, every single Pokemon that we're using in this deck is 90 HP or below, meaning that we can use level balls as much as we want. So if you don't have a dive ball, if you don't have anything, that's fine, you can use your level ball. But then obviously we also have the dive balls because it's basically just search for a Pokemon for free. Now, Professor's Letter is also going to be a huge contribution to your deck itself, because that immediately, as an item card, just puts the 2 energies into your hand, allowing you to use, what's the attack called? Allowing you to use Double Jet for its 120 damage. Now, next we're going to go with Trainer's Mail, because you always need Trainer's Mail, and especially with this deck, Trainer's Mail is really important, because look at all the item cards we have. We have 4 dive balls. We have 4 level balls. We have 3 Professor's Letters. We have, we have the Versus Seekers. We have a lot of items. So this could be really viable. Now, obviously we're gonna have the Versus Seekers, because Versus Seekers are pretty much in every deck nowadays. We are also going to be running Silent Lab as our stadium. Now, originally I was going to use Pyukumuku with the bursting balloon as just like a pretty much a suicide lead, I guess you could say, because if you put the bursting balloon onto the Pyukumuku, it would be an immediate 120 damage, which is pretty substantial. Nothing to laugh at. Now, we also have a Brock's Grit in here. I'm a little bit iffy on the Brock's Grit. I feel like there's something out there that could be a little bit better. Shuffle 6 in any combination of Pokemon and basic energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. Basically meaning, if you wanted to, if you ran out of all of your options, you can take all the if you even ran out of all of your Fishermans, you could take Brock's Grit and you could put all of your water energies back into your deck, making it giving you the ability to use Double Jet more times. Now, we also have Fisherman. Put 4 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand, which is obviously, with the theme of the deck, going to be really awesome. Lysander is probably one of the best cards in the TCG itself. You can basically choose which Pokemon you want to take out. So obviously you're going to have to run at least one. I'm running 2. I'm running 2 ends because we always need we always need to draw more cards, but what you're really going to want to work on is going to be the Professor Sycamore. Professor Sycamore is going to be your preferred drawing support card. Now, as I explained a few times before, we have the Bursting Balloon. Bursting Balloon is awesome, because if you get, say, maybe a Psyduck on your basic Pokemon on your first turn, or even a Remoraid, you can... or, hell, even a Staryu. You can put the Bursting Balloon on there, the opponent takes some damage, and you can set yourself up as much as you can. Now, as you guys have seen what I have so far, there are a few changes I would like to make. As I was doing some preliminary practice battles, I noticed that when I have Psyduck and when I have Staryu and Remoraid out on the field as my first basic Pokemon, it used more, like, I would say 9 times out of 10 gets destroyed, and I lose my momentum. I cannot continue with the synergy of the energies and everything. So I think I'm going to switch out one of these cards. I don't know which one it's going to be for a few switches. So that's going to be right now. This is my first deck that I've ever my first Sun and Moon deck, I should say, that I've put together. I've got the idea from a bunch of videos on YouTube. I kind of just adjusted it slightly. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, this is a really, really cheap deck. There are no expensive cards in here. I mean, the Sycamore is not that expensive. I just have the full art for the Glamour. But go out, build this deck, try to kick some ass and take some names. Now that we're done explaining the deck completely, I'm going to give you guys a recorded battle that I actually did right before I started recording this, so you can see how the deck kind of plays out. So this is Teddy signing off. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I really hope that you guys can really, really kick some ass with this deck.